Here we have a setup for candles, and this is just a demonstration, so I'm not going to take out the tarot cards, but I'm going to show you how you can actually use tarot for spell work, not just divination. I'm going to stand up right here, and I'm going to show you something. So, first of all, it's just a demonstration, and at the top, you can see that I have a white candle for Keter, and on the left, on the right of the tree of life, I have the candle for Hased. On the left of the tree of life, I have the candle for Geburah. And on the bottom here, towards the Malkut, I have the candle for Yesod. So if, say, for instance, I want to do something such as to get something off my mind or to stop obsessing over something, I'm going to show you something I can do. So, for instance, at the top, I could have, say, the Ace of Wands, or I could have a Five of Swords. And then in the middle, I could have some kind of state that I want to be in, right? Something that I want to achieve. So maybe in the middle, I could put, say, the sun. Actually, the sun or the star would be good to put there. Same thing with strength. Also good to put there, given that they correspond with the sun. I would say the sun and strength are better, given they correspond with the sun in Leo. Emperor as well, if you want to have more some kind of authority. And then here in Yesod, you can put something like the Chariot, or the Hierophant, or even the Wheel of Fortune for Jupiter and Cancer. And then here at the bottom, you can put something such as the Ten of Wands. Actually, it would be the Ten of Cups, or perhaps, the Ten of Coins. Or you could actually put the Ten of Cups next to the Ten of Pentacles, or you can put the World next to the two tens, or you could put the World right in the middle of all four tens. So by doing this, you're lining up the correspondences, and you're essentially using the tarot cards for spell work instead of having to draw sigils. And I've personally found that this method seems to be more consistent in the outcomes, whereas producing a sigil is just less consistent. And usually the results may vary. I've found that they're just typically not as good, particularly with subconscious sigils. Now, me, I tend to do more, spirit sigils and such not. Spirit sigils, talismans, amulets, and whatnot. So that is completely separate. I'm not going to talk about them simply because, I am under some contracts. That could also be why it's affecting a lot of things that I've tried to do. Uh, if you break your contract or even breach it, you can pay dearly. So there's a little other tidbit on why a lot of these celebrities end up just pursuing this wealth or this performance gig endlessly. Even until their 80s or 90s, when, they have plenty of money to retire, but, they're under the contract. They signed and they agreed. There's no taking back, especially, if you're going to the spirit and you're literally begging and pleading. And mind you, there's God involved as well. So you're doing it under the will of, the universe, the divine, Allah, Ahia, Shurahia, El Shaddai. You are doing it under that authority that has also been given to you. And so by doing so, contrary to popular belief, you can't just go accept Jesus or accept God and your contracts are just null and void. I mean, you can try, but it's going to take a lot of forgiveness and a lot of reparations on your end. So is it worth it on your end? Well, it's up for you to decide. But no, simply breaking these contracts, you can, but there's going to be a price to be paid. In this life, maybe not in the next. You can maybe save yourself later on. But in the here and now, if you try to break such contracts, you will be You will pay dearly. I mean, you think about it. Imagine if somebody came to you begging, pleading, and even to the point of threatening you to give you something and they get it and they either don't appreciate it or they end up regretting what they got. Well, I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, I kind of regret doing this. I kind of, I feel so bad about, asking for this. Well, it's too late now. You've you've made up your mind, dude. And it's not just going through the motions. You have to genuinely appreciate and accept what you've been given, for better and worse, one way or the other. So I think that'll be about it for now. I'll see if I can draw some kind of diagram to help you better suit this, because I know I was speaking a little fast. And I also have a little bit of congestion. So if my voice sounds a little squeaky, that's why. Take care, guys.